Do turds and shit. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a lovely day. Really, really nice sunny day. Hasn't been jinxed at all, thanks to my mate over there. Who's Cameron? Who's rolling Cameron? Cameron the roll. But yeah, it hasn't been jinxed, thank God. But yeah, just a lot of positive vibes, a lot of personal growth coming on. And if you go to my last previous video I did, it was about a situation that I had with one of my friends, one of my previous friends. You'll probably know who he is. If you go back on that video, it just talks about the situation, and enough fact, but not like offending anybody at all. And yeah, I'm still learning things about myself, and I was still learning things about myself at the time. So a lot of things I didn't know about myself when I was actually talking about the situation, trying to resolve the situation, and just move on from the situation. I was still learning stuff about myself, and which I didn't know then when I was talking about it in the actual previous video. Today's been great. Today's been really, really great. Met two faces that I haven't seen in ages. Those people know who they are. And I met a few new faces as well. And they'll probably know who they are if they watch the channel as well. My mate here will put the link down below on what channel it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just been a really good day. I had a lot of shits and giggles, a really fantastic day, positive vibes, personal growth. Yeah, it's good. And one of the reasons why I'm actually doing this channel today is for myself. I'm doing it for myself as well as doing it for the an old friend of mine that I had a previous situation with. And I know he's probably still healing with the situation, and I know it seems early for an apology, but the reason why I did this is I had this dream, and I had the same dream for 3 nights on the run. And this old friend will probably know who he is when he watches this. But I had this dream 3-4 times in a row, and it's not a very pleasant dream. I feel it's definitely a sign. So I'll tell you about it. I don't know how old I am. I don't know if it's in the now, the present, or I don't know if it's in the future. I don't know, but I'm in this hospital reception, and I could just see the hospital reception, and I'm just running through the hospital floors. Sorry, I'm halls, and I could just see my shadow on the walls, and just running through like a maniac. I didn't know what hospital room he was in. I was just running through. And I don't know what hospital room he was in, and it's like I was being led to this hospital room he was in, and he looks exactly like he is now, but really scrawny nose and fluffy hair, and because I've seen him previously about just seeing him, never really spoke to him or anything, just minding my own business. But he looks exactly how he looks right now. And as I went through the hospital room, these faces that were standing beside him, these people that were standing beside him, they hated me because he is still angry and still in pain and still healing from his personal issues, as well as blaming me and not understanding what my faults were. And one of his sisters were there, the younger sister. One of his female mates, two of his female mates were there, just standing there, and basically his partner was standing there, and I was on the edge of the bed, edge of the hospital bed, and he was really, really sick with something. I don't even know what he was sick from. And even though the silence of the room was dead awkward because I just rushed in, I could feel these eyes, these really hatred eyes on me, but I didn't care about the eyes. I just cared about him, like, lying there. And all this stuff comes shooting out. And I was saying how sorry I was, and, you know, I was saying how sorry I was, and what my faults were, and it wasn't his fault. And it was wrong for me to take my emotional outbursts on him, but I said he was at fault too, so we were both at fault. And he didn't say nothing in the dream, he just laid there, and his eyes were just like at peace. And that's it. I woke up, I just shut up, and I was just like, what is this crazy dream? And then I just sorry. I just started crying like I am now. It's quite emotional. Whew, I'm fine. And he was sick of something. Sorry, I'm actually shaking because it's the truth, because it gave me an absolute panic attack when I shut up. But it's definitely a sign. It's a sign. Definitely a sign. It's a sign for karma. It's a sign for not only for forgiving the people that did you wrong, but it's also forgiving yourself at the same time. Because the rumours, they haven't stopped. They died down a bit, but they haven't stopped. And I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, it hurts. It really hurts. And it's making me feel so guilty. And I know it's easy to blame people when you've cut them off because you're angry with yourself. And I understand his faults, and I know his faults very well, and that's why I can never ever be mad with him. I understand him, and I still care about him. But I'm doing this for my own peace, and And even though there was a third party that thought they were helping the situation by helping him, but they weren't really helping him. They thought they were helping him, but they weren't really helping him in the situation at the time. When me and my friend fell out. And what my fault was is I didn't know how I felt about everything at the time. I struggle with my emotions, understand my emotions. And I wasn't ready to figure myself out. I was just emotional pain. And I just wasn't ready, but that has a lot to do with the past and the children's homes. Because when I was in a children's home 5-10 years ago, they wouldn't label children if they knew they had a problem, and they knew they had a problem with me, or they knew that I had a problem. And I never showed anyone my emotions. I never tried to figure out what my emotions were. And it's just dealing in my emotions. And that's my fault. That's my problem, that's my issues, that's my fault, that's where I've gone wrong. And I know he had his own issues at the time. And I know we didn't know where we stood because there was no balance. There was no balance between our friendship. He chose who he wants help of, and that's okay. That's really okay. That's okay. I'm not saying that's not wrong. And we just didn't know. I wasn't emotionally stable, I wasn't mentally stable, and he was having he was trying to figure out stuff himself, but I wasn't ready to figure myself out, and he was ready to figure himself out, and I kept on acting like I was on the same page, but we were on a different page altogether. And I'm just really sorry for the emotional outbursts. And I only learned that I have psychosis. And that is to do with my emotional outbursts. That's to do with a lot of my panic attacks. And because of the third party situation, I started to have a psychotic episode where things are based on what really happened, and then things are based on what really happened. See, the past, what really is the truth, and it sort of gets mixed up between what's happening now. So my past and what's happening at that time when we